What up, heathens, other secularists, secularist, theist, in-betweeners? My name's Chris, and I am your friendly neighborhood atheist. This video's intention is to clear up some common misconceptions about atheism. Here we go. First, let me say what I am. I am an agnostic atheist. Some people are like, well, you can't be both. That's because a lot of people don't really understand what they mean. So, Gnosticism has to deal with knowledge. To know, in the English language, when you add an A to the beginning of a word, that word becomes a negative of the original. So if Gnosticism means to know or to have knowledge, agnosticism or agnosticism means to not know or to not have knowledge. Same thing with theism. Theism is the belief that there is a God or a deity. Atheism or atheism is the lack of belief in a God or a deity. That's it. So I count myself as an agnostic atheist because I don't know if there is a God or not. I also don't believe that there is a God. It's like the bottom, that's the core, that's the foundation of what atheism and agnosticism is. Now, disclaimer, let me say, I do not speak for all atheists. I do not speak for all agnostics. I do not speak for everyone questioning religion. I do not speak for all humanists or secularists or free thinkers. I only speak for myself. So a little bit of background. I was a Christian for many, many years. I believed fully that there was a God who loved me. Went to church, I prayed, I thanked him for everything. Never questioned. I read the Bible, I'm not gonna lie to you, I read parts of the Bible, the good parts, of course, the parts that everybody knows, the parts that everybody can get down with. Love thy neighbor, and turn the other cheek. That was as real as oxygen to me for years. And for me, there was not one single moment where I was like, wait a minute, this isn't real. For me, that's not at all how it worked. It's a gradual progression. It's a long transition. The deconversion process from whatever brand of theism you cling to, whether it be Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever your cup of tea. It's not a switch. It's not like Monday I was a Christian, pretty much fundamentalist, to Tuesday me being an atheist. It's not how it worked for me at all. My process was about 2.5 to 3 years. I started questioning because some things that I was reading and hearing didn't add up. It didn't make sense to me. I started reading some more of the Bible, the lesser known parts. And a lot of those parts make you scratch your head, but sometimes as a believer, you can brush it off, you can sweep it under the rug, or you can rationalize your way out of thinking that it's a negative thing. So that's what I did for months. Slowly, it went from sweeping it under the rug into putting it into a pile and turning my back, and then maybe, tripping over that pile occasionally and having to look at it, having to process what I just saw or just read and think critically about it. And things just didn't add up at all. They did not come together the way I thought they should have as a Christian. Time goes by and more of these things happen, and the more they happen, the less you can rationalize your way around certain things. Months and months, and then a year, and then a year and a half, and then 2 years go by. And I'm like, you know what? I can't reconcile certain things anymore with my belief. I can't do it and try to be intellectually honest. I can't do that. It's not that I didn't want to do it, it's that I couldn't do it. Logically, rationally, I could not do it. So I gave up the religion. That's the background. Now, I said earlier I wanted to speak on some common misconceptions about atheism. That's what I'm going to do. Number one, atheists hate God. This one is interesting. So on the one hand, I could say I don't believe in God, so therefore I can't hate what I don't believe in. And then I thought about it some more. We look at characters all the time in movies and books and fables, on TV shows, who we've, for whatever reason, said, you know what, that's a bad person. I don't like this person. And if they're bad enough, you can say, I hate this person. Now, this person isn't real at all. This person is fake. It's an imaginary character made up as an antagonist for a show, a movie, a book, whatever the case is. And you can still harbor feelings of disgust and hatred and it still be fake. So on the one hand, I don't believe that there is a God for me to hate. On the other hand, I despise the God character in the Bible. I think he's a horrible, disgusting, racist, bigot, homophobe, misogynist. I think he's just a bad, all-around bad guy, and I don't like him. That's not the same as me actually believing there's a God and hating him. There's a difference. Number two, atheists actually believe in God. They're just pretending not to. No. Number three, atheist and atheism says for a fact there is no God. Atheism is the default position on the God claim. It starts with the God claim, and then from there you have theist and you have atheist. The God claim is that there is a God. That's the God claim. You have theists on one hand saying, we believe there's a God. You have atheists on the other hand saying, we don't believe there's a God. That is the difference between atheism and theism. It's about belief, not knowledge. Remember earlier when I said I am both agnostic and an atheist. I don't know if there's a God. That has to do with knowledge. Theism has to do with belief. I don't believe that there's a God. So this idea that atheists know for certain there is no God, or atheism means you know there is no God, that's not the case at all. My position is that I don't know if there's a God. Agnosticism. I don't believe there's a God, comma, atheism, comma, because there's not enough evidence for me to say that there is one. Number four, atheists just want to go around sinning. First of all, I have no idea what sinning even means. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I know how theists use it, and all I can understand from it is that it's some made up rules to try and guilt people into not doing what it is that humans do, whether it be sex, whether it be just looking at someone and thinking they're attractive is a sin. Anyway, I won't get into that. I don't actually believe that sin is a thing. this also implies the idea that atheists actually do believe in God, they're just faking it. That we're not really not believe in a God, we just say that we do so we can go around and do bad things. It's not true at all. As a matter of fact, I am a better person now that I'm an atheist than I ever was as a theist. Number 5, atheists view science as their God. Science is the God to atheists. No. Science is the best mechanism that we as humans have to understand reality. The tools and methods of science give us a framework for how things actually work. So, I mean, everyone uses science. Everyone reaps the benefits of science. Whether you're using a GPS, your cell phone, your computer, your television, electric razors, your car, central air. Everyone reaps the benefits of science all the time, every day, all day long. I like science because it gives me an answer to certain questions. Can science answer every question? No, of course not. It doesn't claim to be able to answer every question. It doesn't say it can answer every question. It doesn't pretend to have an answer to every question. That's not what science does. You don't look to science to gain 100% knowledge about anything. You look to science to help you answer a question to the best of its ability. Personal experience, i.e. testimony, is not enough for someone else to believe a claim. So for me as an atheist, and keep in mind, atheism has absolutely nothing to do with science superficially. On the surface, atheism has nothing to do with science. Atheism, again, because I have to keep repeating it, because people tend not to understand what atheism is. Atheism is the lack of belief in a God or deity. That's it. That is what atheism is. That's it. It doesn't speak about evolution. Atheism doesn't speak about abiogenesis, panspermia. It doesn't speak about the Big Bang. It doesn't talk about any of those things. It only talks about the God claim. I respect science. I accept science. I've seen it work time and time again. I am using science right now to communicate with you. I use it time and time again. I'm in a car right now driving because of science. I use it all the time. So I trust it. Does it get it absolutely right all the time? Of course not. Does it get it right most of the time? Of course it does. So that's why I trust it. So if you want to call trust in something believing in a God, okay, but now you've completely watered down what the definition of a God is. Number 6. I'm going to ride the coattails of number 5 with this common misconception that atheism in itself is a religion. Religion is an ideology. Religion is a worldview. Oftentimes, if not all the time, religion has a deity or a god or godhead or some sort of god figure. Religion is a belief system. Atheism has none of the above. There is no belief system. It's a lack of belief in something. There is no dogma. There's no one at the head of atheism telling all other atheists what to do, how to think, how to live. It's just, I'm gonna keep saying it, it's just the rejection of the God claim. So by that definition, atheism is not a religion. Number 7, atheists worship the devil. We don't worship the devil. I don't worship the devil. I can't speak for all atheists. I really can for this. But anyway, I don't worship the devil because I don't think that a devil exists, much like I don't think that a God exists. Had to finish up in the crib, know what I'm saying? So you know I had to give you 7. I had to give you 7 because it's a holy number. You know what I mean? You know I had to put the holy number on. I had to put my stank on a holy number. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got the Stevie J. So I look forward to having more conversations with my niggas and niggas. And to anyone interested, what's going on up there? You know what I'm saying? I'll holla.
Around you, your mama and your cousin too. Rolling down the strip on board, just coming out slamming that back door.